Okay, so I thought it would be worth it to do a tutorial on how to use Tabletop Simulator to play X-Wing, X-Wing 2.5 or 2.0, whatever you want really. So basically, the app you want is Tabletop Simulator. Tabletop Simulator isn't super expensive, but at the same time, it isn't super cheap. So I got it on sale. I normally wait till it's on sale. So if you want to buy it, I recommend waiting till it's on sale, unless you really want to play it. But basically, Tabletop Simulator has its own games on it, and you can buy some DLCs that have games. But what you want to do is you want to go onto Steam and you want to open up your library of Tabletop Simulator. And then what you want to do is you want to go to workshops. So workshops have community run games. So basically you could look at really anything on here. Like you've got all this type of stuff that you can load onto Tabletop Simulator. So if you did want to find any other tabletop games, anything you really want, you can do that. What we want to do is we want to go into the search here and just look up X-Wing. There's a bunch of stuff on here. We've got X-Wing Unified 2.0, 2.0/2.5, miniatures game complete collection. I'm pretty sure it's 1.0. There's a bunch of different things you can add, but basically when you add these, it'll allow you to launch a game. I've got some of them put in. So like the animated devices is a cool little thing. You might have seen in my videos when the bombs when you place them, they become animated, which is cool. But what you really want, anything you really need is X-Wing 2.0/2.5 normal by Flipster. This is the mod that we use, and it basically just gives you everything. It lets you set up a room, lets you spawn in ships, everything you really need, and it's the only thing you need to play X-Wing on Tabletop Simulator. So there's a little plus here, so you can see when we can go to add something by pressing the plus, and if it's already added, it's got the thing ticked. When you do it, it might need to download stuff. It might need to restart your computer. I'm not too sure because it's been ages since I've done it. But basically, with Tabletop Simulator, if you want to join a room, so if someone's invited you to play, they've created a room, you can join it by looking up their name or finding them on the list here. Obviously, looking it up will be better. But when you do look it up, it'll have the server name, whatever they name it, the game, so it should be called X-Wing Unified, the host and how many players you can host in it. And once you do, most of them require passwords, so you have to get the password from them. To create your own game, you'll just want to press create, multiplayer, make a server name. Mine's just Lucky Duck, really simple, so people know. Server password's also really simple. You can put whatever you want in there. Normally, you put friends and invite on, so that way your friends can automatically join you without the password. You can invite people through Discord, for example. They can join through a link there. And you want your max players probably around 4. I have it on 8 just in case. Like, no one really watches me play, but if someone did, they can join. But once you've set that up, you just press create server. It will spawn you in a little room, and you'll find your workshop section. So what you want to do is just find X-Wing 2.0/2.5, press it and press load, and that will load up the room for you. Quick rundown on how to use this. Relatively simple. There's a couple of things that you might need to spend time getting used to, which is just the processes of like grabbing stuff, moving ships. A big thing when you're new onto TTS playing X-Wing is that judging maneuvers is a little bit tricky. It takes a little bit, but you learn it eventually. So first thing you want to do is to play a game of X-Wing, you need to select a color. So if you press your name at the top, press change color. You can change your color to anything you want. Pick one. You don't actually have to do the red and blue that are on each side of the table. You can do anything. It honestly does not matter. I just like pressing pink because I've got no idea. I just press pink. That's what I like. So in our map here, we have 2 boards. This board here is a little bit smaller. I'm not too sure what it's used for. It's also got a manual clock that you can do. This might be your 1.0 stuff, honestly. Your 2.0 stuff, sorry. But the board you want to use is this really big one here. So this big board is what we use. It has a automatic game console here. So on this game console, to start a game, you'll have to register as a player. So if I'm playing on this blue side here, I'll register on that side. If you accidentally registered, you can right click it and press reset. That'll just turn it off. Pardon me. Couple of things you can do. You can increase the time of the game depending on if you need to or not. I don't know what fixed and random is, but that's something. Visible and hidden. So if we did start a game, it shows the timer a little bit similar to this. So that screen in the center here, this thing here, where it says start, also that turns into the game timer. So what we normally do is you have it on visible, but if you were in like a tournament setting where, like an online tournament, sorry, I paused the video. I can't remember what I was doing. But I think I was saying in a tournament, if you were playing some type of online tournament where the timer is supposed to be hidden, you can press hidden, and that way you won't see the timer, but it will go off once it's finished. But yeah, getting back to our components, we have a damage deck, which is automatically spawned in. I'm positive these don't come already shuffled, but what you can do is there's a couple options you can do: shuffle, cut, split, spread, reset. Only things you really need is shuffle and search. Some things let you search damage cards, so you can press search. It'll bring up a big list. If you hover over it, it shows that. I think if you, that's not what you do. There's a button you can do to look at them better. I don't, apparently scroll wheel. Yeah, control scroll wheel will let you look at them better, sort of. But yeah, so this is your damage deck. Pretty sure it comes partially shuffled, but is it the same order? I honestly don't know. Hull breach, damage sensor, search, fuel leak. Oh, they do come shuffled. Cool. But it's just kind of good practice to shuffle your damage deck at the start of the game. So I normally spawn into a room, automatically just shuffle. There is a quick key for that, which is R, which you can use on your keyboard. Yeah, just good practice. Next, we can go to our components over here. Very simply, we have all our tokens in the game. They're infinite spawners where you can drag them off, all that sort of stuff. These are first player tokens. You don't actually need these because the game automatically shows who's first player when the round starts. Next, we have dice, so we can grab dice out. If you left click and tap your right click, it'll collect more dice, a little bit easier. Obviously, with dice, you can delete them. You can roll them, which is pressing R. And if you need to modify dice, there is a couple of numbers. The main numbers you need is 1, which is blank, 2 is focus, 3 is hit, and then 8 is crit. So you can, like, if you rolled like 3 focuses and a crit, you can say, oh, I'm going to spend my focus token, turn them into hits by pressing number 3. I can also say, oh, I got a blank, press R to re-roll them. It's pretty good. And you can re-roll them all at the same time. And anytime you roll the dice, your game will tell you in the game menu at the bottom what you rolled and what your opponent rolls. So I rolled 1 dice and got 1 hit, so just 1 hit. On a roll 4 dice and 1 hit and 1 eye. Obviously, that's what I rolled. So that way you can keep track of what people are rolling. It doesn't show you how you modify a token, a dice, sorry, or whether you. It tells you modify dice from a blank to a hit, but like in a game, if you said, "Oh, I'm going to spend my focus to do that," like obviously, dragging a token over is etiquette. Otherwise, you can also drag it over and press F, which says Lucky Duck spent a focus token. F is for flip. Another thing to be wary of is you can accidentally flip dice. Pressing F flips your dice, but it is not rolling it. So if the game doesn't come up saying that you rolled it, then you didn't roll it. Make sure you roll it. Another thing is if you right click, you have a couple of different things here: toggle dice control, present dice statistic, and reset dice statistic. So if you end up accidentally pressing toggle dice control, it says dice control is now disabled. You might accidentally press it. Basically, what will happen is if you roll a dice, the game doesn't tell you what you rolled. So it's not picking up that I'm rolling, but technically you still rolled. Easiest way to fix that: right click, toggle dice control. If for some reason your dice aren't showing what you're rolling, that is a problem with it. Next we have a spare 2.0 damage deck. You can grab that out if you accidentally delete some of your stuff. There's a target lock. I'll show you how target locks work later. It's a little bit weird. Extra shields, everything you need. If you do want to play huge ship games, there is a huge ship damage deck here. Not many people play huge ship games, but that's a thing. Next, we have all mines, all bombs, bomb droppers, spare parts, remotes. Really simply, if you drag it out and hover over it, it says 1 of 8 and says bomblet because it's the bomb it is. If you press 2, ion bomb, 3, concussion, so on, so on. Just work your way through till you find your bomb. And I'll show you how to use bombs later, but that's how you grab a bomb. Mines is the same thing. Cluster mine, if you place a cluster mine, it will automatically place all 3. Proxy mines will place corner nets. Yeah, they do their thing. There's also remotes like probe droids, droid swarms, sensor boys, all that sort of stuff. I can go through them in a second as well. And spare parts, loose cargo, cargo drift crate, electro chaff, bunch of stuff. And then a bomb dropper. I'll show you how they work later as well because you need ships. So that is our attack dice. I didn't do defense die, but it's the same thing. Blank, focus, evade. Sorry, 1 for blank, 2 for focus, 3 for evade. Very simple. What else do we have? We've got maneuver templates here. You don't need to touch the maneuver templates at all. They are here. The only reason you would need to touch them is if you want to, like, if you're playing a friendly game and want to guesstimate, I guess. We get given dials that automatically spawn your movement templates. So these are just kind of here for show. You don't really need to touch them. If you do drop it on your ship, it will automatically set and show you where the ship will go. That's a change that was added recently. I don't mind it. I just don't think it's worth it because you can do that through the dial. What else can I show? With your damage deck, you have to pull a card out quickly because if you hold and then drag, it drags all of it. So when you're doing it, grab it quickly. You can also pick them up like this. I don't recommend picking it up like multiple at the same time because sometimes you pick them up, sometimes you place them. It's really annoying. And then you can drag them all there. If you want the crit, you press F to flip the card. Very easy. What else can we do? We have arcs. These are attachable arc indicators. So the arc indicators, if your ship has a like rotating turret, it should automatically spawn in. Same as if they have a turret upgrade, that should automatically spawn in. But if you need to, you can grab them from here. Single, double, they change size to match. Some things you can note is that these have a 1 to 4, which means you can change them. If you press 2, it'll become large and white. This can also color change. If you go color tint, select something can apply. Press 3, it becomes larger with the little arrow, and 4 is normal with the arrow. I normally find it's good to use this one with the little arrow because it's a lot easier to see. Like if you have a Millennium Falcon or a Lancer craft, they are hard to spot. So you can attach these to your ship. You can also increase the size using plus or minus. So that'll make it larger or bigger. That will match when you place it onto the ship. So if you place it on a ship, it'll automatically attach, which is cool. And they will stay at the size you put them on. Same for this one. 2 for that. 3, 4. Very simple. But I like to make it big because it's just etiquette, easy for your opponent to see, that sort of thing. Or not, at least changing it to the little arrows makes it easier. Next we have the stat dice. Now these stat dice are really important to play the game. This is how you do your road rolls, random order after dials. These golden dice automatically, if you roll them, they'll automatically connect with the console and let you start a game. So I believe if I do this, change color to brown, brown does that and rolls. Roll for first player. Go back to that. Maybe I need another account. Maybe this isn't working. Yep, there we go. See, so brown rolled brown rolled a crit and a hit, and then pink rolled 1 hit. So brown, who registered at the side of the console, shows that round 0 is theirs. So that'll automatically start your game. It won't start the timer, but that'll automatically start your game and say, hey, we're in round 0, brown player 1. They're going to be placing their obstacles first, placing their ships first, all that sort of stuff. And then if we go to round 2, like we've placed our ships, we've done our setup. If we roll, let's do that one. If we change to brown, we roll. Who wins? Brown wins again. It says their first player for round 1, and our timer is now active. So this was the hidden timer. If it was non-hidden, you'd see it counting down, and you can just click on it to pause. I'll show you if it's paused. We will reset this because it's annoying me. But yeah, really simply, that is how the clock works. And the timer won't start until round 1. As well, on your little clock, you have a point scoring system. So once the game starts, you can add or decrease your amount of points. So let's just say you score points from objectives, you add it. Score points for killing a ship, add it. Half points, all that sort of stuff. A nifty thing is, as you're playing, let's just change back to brown, register to the console. That way it should do the thing. Hello? So, oh no, we gotta do the whole thing. Let's just quickly do the thing. So as we add points, it will come up and say how many points each player scored in a round. This is really good for keeping track of things and making sure you're actually doing it right. Both players can see how much they scored. So let's just say, obviously, if we're in round 1, and let's just say in round 1, I managed to kill my opponent's ship. So I would add, pink, I would add 4 points for killing that ship. Then we know in that round, we scored 4 points. So a ship off the board, obviously it's that ship that we killed, because you can't score any other points in round 1 other than killing ships or half pointing them. So that's useful. Then we might as well start the game again, show you the normal timer. Let's change to brown. There we go. So our normal timer has started. Exactly an hour, 15 minutes, just counts down. You can pause it and it will just say stopped when it's paused. It won't say pause when you actually show the timer, but it's there. But yeah, that's how the timer system works. Again, round 1, I can add points to each player for what they score, all that sort of stuff. So these golden dice are very important. These glitter dice, I have no idea whether they work or not. I never use them. What does it say when we roll them? They're just rolling dice. They're just pretty attack dice. I gotta be honest, I have no idea why they're there. But yeah, those are over there. Next we can go through this. For scenarios, we have 2 choices to choose how the scenarios work. We have this big rolling dice, which is a D8 with 2 of each scenario on it. Yep. So if you roll it, whatever comes up, oh, look, we got a salt. Cool. Another way is we have our scenarios in these cards here. I just move them out. I'm missing. There we go. Chance engagement. There we go. So that is our scenarios. We have all 4 of them. Brief instruction on setting up scoring and extra rules. Setting up scoring and extra rules. Very useful to have. You can plus or minus these and make them bigger. In case I didn't say, you can plus and minus everything. Don't plus and minus your ship size though. These are useful to have. You can place it, make it large, and just put it somewhere over here where it's easy to find. Otherwise, I don't want to be wide. Otherwise, you can just leave it over here. Another thing you can do is these were stacked in a pile at the start of the game. Yep, there you go. Stack, stack, stack. And they start upside down. So what you can do is you can just shuffle them, pull out a card, and flip. Boom, we've got a salt. 1 out of 4 chance of getting a salt. And then there's a scenario reference here, which is a basic, just how to set up the game. Pretty simple. That's our dice. Next we have our asteroids. So they come in sets, the sets that they came out in. So obviously you got your core set of asteroids. If you pull one out, it says 1 to 12. That's obviously number 1, 2, 3, 4. Just go all the way through, just up and up. It takes a little bit to get used to. These are remakes of the originals, just in rainbow colors. What are we up to? 8, 9. Although if you want to do a number like 10 or 12, you have to press the numbers really quickly to do that. Otherwise, if you go 1 and 1, if you go 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1. Yeah, it takes a second. But yeah, so that is how you grab a rock. What I like to do is I like to just go through the rocks. When I first started, I just went through them. I found the ones I normally use in my set. So normally I will have this big rock, which is number 2 for TFA asteroids. I used to play with a smaller debris. Where's the hawk one? I'll find it somewhere. I already go past it. Oh, the hawk's the first one. that's the hawk. So I used to use that one, and then gaslight number 4. So once you memorize them, really simple to get them out. Otherwise, you can spend time scrolling through. Your opponents don't always like that, so Yazby lets you choose your obstacles before you start, and if you do have them there and spawn them in with your list, it will spawn them. But otherwise, you can just go through all these, find what you want. Yeah, not very hard. Next, what we have over here, range rulers. Don't even worry about it. We have an automatic spawning system that comes with them. Hyperspace marker. I got no idea what that's used for. Apparently, it's used for something. And then we have objective tokens. These are useful. So objective tokens do come in 8 different things. So you can press on them and change them. They are all the exact same size. Don't even worry about them. Normally, we just use the first one. I've seen some people use number 3 just to have that little bit extra so it makes it easier to see on the map. So obviously, a black on black is annoying. But what you can do with these obstacles is objectives is if you right click on it and press place objective, it automatically places your first one in the middle. If this white line comes up, you can press disable lines, which removes that. Other things you can do with these objectives is check range 1. So if I had a ship next to it, it would show me. Check range 2, same thing. You can also press claim, which changes the outside to your color, which is, pardon me, pink. So obviously, if I was playing Scramble the Transmissions, where you spend an action to claim the objective, you would press claim, and it's pink because no one's going to change it until your opponent, who might be brown, comes over and claims it, and it changes that outside line to thing, to brown, sorry. Then we can also remove the claim, all that sort of stuff. When placing objectives, it is very simple to know how, because you do have the rules of it has to be within range 3, outside range 2 of whatever, all that stuff. Basically, if you're placing your objective and you see a white line, that means that is an illegal place to place an illegal position to place it when starting the game. So basically, this is fine, that's not fine. This is fine, that's not fine. So obviously, if I'm placing my objective, let's just say I'm placing my first objective, which is on my side of the board, the game's going to tell me, hang on, you're too far, you're too close, too far, that's a good spot, too close. You find a spot, drop it down, and then we have to use a key, which is L. L is the default key for locking an object. Locking an object means I cannot move it. So I can't grab that. I can still change what type of objective it looks like, does not matter, but I cannot drag that off. But if I unlock it, I can drag it. So that is very important to lock anything that you're not moving. Asteroids, objectives, that's about it, honestly. Maybe if you have cards, your play cards, your ship cards and upgrades, you can lock them in place if you want. But yeah, so obviously you've placed your objective. That's cool. Your opponent will place their objective. Oh, cool. That's too close. That's good. Too close. Good. That sort of thing. So the game will automatically tell you with those lines that it's too close, which is fine. Obviously my next objective. Let me just quickly do this. Cool. So if we were playing a game like what's it called? I'm trying to remember the name. Salvage mission, where you need to tow a cargo crate. So to tow a crate, you'd get your ship close, check range 1. Oh, cool, I've got a ship there, spend the action to claim it. So we'll press L to unlock it and make it so we grab it. And now we move it. It might be a little bit annoying because you see those white lines that stay there when you have your objective. Easiest way to do it is press disable lines. So that gets rid of your lines. Same as if we drop that objective, if we haven't disabled the lines, so if the lines are enabled, and let's just say we're dropping it here, your opponent places it there, those white lines are annoying as very annoying. So what you want to do is just disable lines whenever you're playing scramble. Not scramble, sorry, salvage. Disable the lines after you've claimed the objective. That way, if someone drops it, they can just place it wherever without having those really annoying lines. But yeah, that's basically objectives down pat. Next, we have some other rules here. This is really good to use, which is the toggle rulers button. So if you press that button once, it brings up your range 2 bubble. So this is range 2 from all sides. You will use this whenever you are placing asteroids. So obviously, if you're placing asteroids, you can't place it within range 2 of any board edge. So you have this middle play area here. Pick from. What I like to do is just place it there. Well, sorry. Obviously, you like to do that. But to play, you'd place it. You'd press L to lock it so you can't drag it. Same here. Press L to lock it so you don't drag it. Do be careful you don't press a number because you can still change the type of asteroid it is when it's placed and locked in, which is annoying because I have done that once in a game and was like, okay, what rock was that? But it is okay if you do. It's a mistake. It's fine. Similarly with the objectives is if you place an asteroid too close to another within range 1, that little white line shows up. So just be mindful that that is just the game telling you don't do that. Because obviously if you do that, grab a range ruler. Oh, look, we're in range. Definitely don't do that. But yeah, that's useful. Another thing you can do is just make sure these are all locked. That's 6, isn't it? Easy. Another thing you can do is you can press toggle rulers again. This brings up your range 1 of your board edge. So this is for placing your troops. It does show range 2 to 3. I don't know if you're supposed to have that there, but it's fine. And then if you press it one more time, it just gets rid of them all. So it goes through the same stages as you would when playing a game. Scenario, obstacle setup, ship setup, start the game. Yeah, very easy. You can also have the previous playmat and next playmat option. It just changes the color of the board. Like this one obviously is really nice and animated. That one's an eyesore, but very cool. This is a very nice map. We've actually got this at my local. We love that one. But yeah, there's a bunch of maps you can choose. Oh, that's gross. There's a bunch of maps you can choose. If you want, you can. Normally people play on just the original one. Like it doesn't. There's actually some really nice ones that I should play with. But by all means, pick a map that looks nice for the rocks you have. That one sucks. Holy dog. I'm sorry. This is the first time looking through most of these. That's not bad. Yeah, no, that's gross, man. Be reasonable when choosing a map. Just normally leave it on the default, simplest one to do, because the others all kind of annoy people. There you go. That's a map I actually have. That's the hyperspace one, isn't it? I think. Yeah, that's a beautiful map. Leave that one there. But yeah, cool. Now let's get over to this other console over here. To start putting your spawning in. So I didn't mention earlier, but this is just a little update they do on the game. So the people who run the TTS mod for Star Wars, they just put anytime they do an update, they put information in here, really simple, which is cool. So this is our spawn. Pardon me. This is our spawning console. So there's a bunch of things you can do. Configuration. Oh, that's okay. Cool. I didn't actually realize that. That changes your token spawn. I've been trying to find that for ages. So if we do small, it spawns like that. Medium, it spawns that size. Large, it spawns. Does that work? Maybe I didn't set it. No. What is it doing? Is that? Maybe it's when spawning off the dial. Okay, I'm trying to. I don't look through this console, so I'm just looking at it. Toggle announcements, it's fine. I don't even know what those are. We'll leave token size at large just to test it. But basically, we can also go to scenario setup. So similar to what I did, which was the manual way of using these objective tokens, you can just automatically spawn them in. So if you come over here and let's just say we want to play a satellite array, we press that button, the game automatically spawns in one scenario, one objective in the center, and your 4 other objective markers next to it. I hate having that. I hate doing it like that, so I'm not going to. I like manually placing them. For me, I don't know. It's just easier. That way you don't have all 4 of them in the way with the lines, which is just annoying. But if you ever want to play Siege Core or something better, if you have an Aces High, you can do those spawns automatically. I don't know how that's going to affect the game if I press it, so I'm not going to. Another thing we have is a single spawner, an asset spawner. A single spawner is very simple. If you need to spawn something by itself, so just the long process of saying, oh, maybe you accidentally deleted a card for one of your ships. What you can do is you can come over here, you can press, okay, we want Darth Vader. So we can just type in the first name, first couple letters, press search. This pulls up every single pilot and every single upgrade that has Darth Vader. So obviously this is Darth Vader crew. Then we got Darth Vader. This is a customizable Darth Vader in the X1, customizable Vader in the Defender, Darth Maul, which is a Sith infiltrator because we only got Darth. Darth Vader Battle of Yavin, which is your just the Battle of Yavin standard loadout, and then Darth Vader Squadron Starter Pack, which is a standard loadout. So all we want to do is just press 1. If we press it, the game will automatically spawn in the card, the ship, and the dial of Darth Vader. Really simple, like spawns in. You can hover over, drag, use your Q and E buttons to rotate. So if you hold E, it rotates to the right. If you hold Q, it rotates to the left. You can rotate them all at once. Don't do this. Don't do that. If you shake, you shake it all. Like if you shake a bunch of stuff, it'll just put it all together. So if we spread out all these dice here like this, we can pick them up and move them. But if we shake, it all comes together. Don't do that when you spawn a ship in. It is very annoying. But that's how your single spawner works. Again, if we wanted to just spawn a card in, Darth Vader card, spawns in the upgrade card. Darth Maul, let's just still test, show you the large base ship. Darth Maul Sith Infiltrator, there we go. There he is. Very easy. That's your single spawner. Asset spawner, I don't really know, but let's have a look. Spawn in a damage deck. Let's just make it scum. So it spawns in a scum damage deck, which is just the ones you can buy, which just have the pretty pictures on it. You don't need them. You can use them. There's no reason not to. They're automatically a little bit bigger. They look nice. Like you might as well have them. I didn't even realize it was there. Also maneuver cards. Generic. A generic maneuver card. If you drop it on a ship, it sets it. If we go scum, what does that do? Oh my gosh, this looks like it might be taking a while. Yeah, as you can see at the top of the screen, it says loading. That happens. So this is just every single maneuver card for scum. Yeah, that's really boring. These ones are good because you can just drop them on a ship. I'll show you that in a second. What else do we have? Best one, spawn list button. This is how you spawn a list. So I've gone and I've just created generic list on Yasby. I forgot I have my facial thing in here. So let's just do that. So really simple. I've gone into Yasby 2.5. Actually, what's it called? Yasby. Let's just look. Yasby 2. Yep, that's the one you want. So Yasby 2. I've made a XWA list. I've done my ships, done my upgrade cards. Everything's in there. So what we can do is we have a couple options on here. That's a scum list I've made. So we press spawn list. We are using the XWA points. And we have a couple of options, which is a builder, which sucks. Do not use the in-game builder. Use Yasby. Trust me. It's just easier. We have TTS spawner and XWS spawner. Basically, what those mean is if you come to put your squad in, you need to come up here where it says print/export. You need to press either TTS, which is a copy link, or XWS, which is another copy link. It doesn't matter which one you use. Some people use XWS, some people use TTS. It does not matter. Just make sure when you do it, copy. Okay, so, my unpause button got rid of it. Okay. I should have copied it. That's okay. We'll just open it again. What do I have? Something. Damn Guri. Cool. Let's do that one. So as I said, print/export, TTS or XWS does not matter. Just make sure if you're copying it from a TTS version, press TTS spawner here. Choose your faction. I'm playing Scum, so press Scum. And we just copy that in, Control V. And we have two options, which is spawn ships and spawn as disk. I really recommend do not press spawn ships, and I will show you why, because it automatically spawns everything in, and it spawns it all in a long line here, which is kind of annoying because then you have to move it around. So in a game where you're playing with someone overseas, it would take a little bit longer to spawn in. It is annoying. But if we grab that all and drag it over here, there's a chance we do that, which is place it all together and fling it around like that. That is a perfect example of why I never do that. What I like to do is I like to go spawn list, put in the stuff, and I press spawn as disk. So this makes a convenient little spawn disk here. You can drag it to your side, position it in the right spot. I like to just place it just beside the damage deck. Press spawn, and it does the same thing as spawning it over there, but it spawns it here. Very nice and neat, already in front of your side. You don't need to bother dragging stuff around. All you really need to do is probably just like position it a little bit better. And again, slow movement, so that way you don't flick it around. But yeah, we got a list spawned in. This list, for example, I've played a couple times, but it's got Dirge, Guri, Tyranny Calder with a Notorious Cluster Missile, Nadru, and Gargoyle. This is just a really fun list I had. But basically, what you want to do is once you spawn your list in, everything's there that you need. We have our ships, we have our tokens, and we have our dials. The dial is how we control everything. So what you want to do is, I make it really simple. Drag all your dials, make sure they're all yellow to say that you grab them. Move them up in place. That assigns your dial to each ship. Dirge, Guri, Tyranny Calder, Nadru, and Gargoyle. Then what I want to do is drag it away. Just place it down. I also like to make my dials bigger. So again, select all of them. Use the plus button to make them large. If they're too big, minus button puts it down. But I like to have it decent size like this. And then I just position them, make it easier to see. Here we go. This is our ships. So when you get to placing ships, you'll toggle your rulers for range 1 and you go through the initiative order. So we've got initiative 0 Gargoyle. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab a ship and place him wherever we want. So let's just say we want him in the center of the board here. Make sure he's lined up and not over those little lines. Beautiful. And then what we want to do is we can then use the dial to do any finicky movements. Obviously, you can drag him around, but let's just say we want him as close as we can get to that little gas cloud there. What we're going to do is we're going to click on the arrow, and that'll move him a little bit, just millimeters, and see if he's close. He's very close. Let's get him closer. There we go. Perfect. Another thing we can do is from the dial, we can move him forward, backward, all that sort of stuff. We can change his angle. So 1 degree angle, 22.5 degree angles. 2 of those is your 45, so that's your perfect 45-degree angle. So that's the same as doing a bank maneuver. That puts you at a 45-degree angle, just to have an idea. And then once we have him set, so if we want him in a funky position like that, double check that he's not in that spot. So if you do press any of those buttons, he will be locked in. So you can press unlock to just move him around, finick with him, make him work how you want. You can also use Q and E to to rotate him like this. You can press F to flip him. Don't need to because it's not how the game works. But yep, once we got him set, we come over here and we press place ship, and that automatically sets him in place. It locks him in place so we can't grab him, and it allows us to use his dial. So let's just quickly go around placing all our ships in so I can give a quick example of how this works. But basically, this is a good list to show because Guru's got his special maneuvers. Oh, okay. Guru's got his special barrel rolls and stuff. Cool. So the only thing we don't have is a bomb, but let's just say one of them had a bomb. So if someone's got a bomb, they'll spawn in. If they have a bomb upgrade, they'll spawn in with a bomb token already. But you can grab the universal bomb token here. The only difference between the one you spawn with when you spawn a bombing ship is that if you spawn a ship with its bomb upgrades equipped, it'll only show on the bomb token the exact things they can drop it. For example, if your ship can only drop a bomb one out the back, it'll only show that option. If you have a ship with Trajectory Simulator, it'll show 5 forward. If you've got a ship with Skill Bombardier, so you can increase the speed and difficulty at the speed of the bomb, sorry, it'll show 1 to 2 if you can launch it, 4 to 5, all that sort of stuff. If it's a TIE bomber, it'll show the banky maneuver that you can do. But if you take a universal bomb token and drop one on a ship, got a couple options. You can press drop bomb, and then it will show you, because it's universal, it'll show you every single bomb drop possible. Basically, bottom side is backwards, front side's forwards. So S1, straight one, bank right, bank, I don't know what E is, bank the other way. And then it's hard. So that's a hard T. So turn, bank, turn. So let's just say we have a 1 backwards. We would press S1 and it shows our little straight 1 there. What we'll do is we'll grab a bomb. Let's just say we have bomb number 6, which is a proton bomb. All we need to do is just, don't even need to rotate, just drop it on. Perfectly puts it in place. Same as if we had a cluster mine, 1 out the back. Let's do a mine. Let's do a couple mines. So 1 for cluster. We drop it. Automatically spawns in everything we need. Perfect, like that. They'll be locked in place. Then if we do a proximity mine, it's the exact same thing. Drop it, place, easy, done. And then if you need to detonate a bomb, you can, once you've dropped it, if you press it and toggle range 1, it'll bring up your bubble. It shows you exactly who's in range 1. Just deal out whatever damage they need. Very easy peasy, done. Same as launching, 5 straight, just places it down easily enough. But yeah, that's bombing. Why did I explain bombing? And then turrets, yeah, because I was just going through what things can spawn with. So a ship might just spawn with a turret. Let's just say for some reason Tyranny Calder actually had a turret. All we got to do is just drop it on, and okay, we've already locked it in place. So that's not a good example. Let's spawn in a Falcon. Where's Han? That's not Han. That's Han. Han Solo modified YT20 1300. So he spawns in. If you click him and move him, underneath him will be a spawner. Sometimes it just takes a second to have it drop, or you can just pick it up and place it. But if we place it on like that, he automatically sets his turret there. As you can see, very small, very annoying to see. That's just why I always bring this one out. Press number 3. That makes it decently large. And then if it's a large base ship, you can even increase the size larger. Very easy to see. So with a turret, you have options on your dial to rotate a turret. I will show you that later, because for now we're just going to show you how dials work. But yeah, that's how a turret works. And then same if you only had a front turret, we can just increase the size, place it on. It normally would override the turret, but it looks like it's not because I set the dial maybe. I'm not too sure. But yeah, so very easily running over dials. We have an R button, which is for reposition. So that'll show you any reposition moves a ship can do. So Tyranny has a barrel roll action, so we have a barrel roll. Dirge has a boost and a barrel roll, so that shows you boost straight, bank, barrel roll right, barrel roll left. And if you press them, it will just automatically do it. Then we've got the A button, which is for arc. So this brings up all our arc options. So for instance, we have our range 1, range 2, range 3 buttons. So if I pressed range 3, it brings up a range 3 bubble. So let's just say I'm trying to do a target lock. I will press 3 to bring up range 3 bubble. It will show me any enemy ships that are in range 3. I can press T for tokens, press target lock, so that just drops the target lock on them. There's conveniently target lock with Dirge. Then you would move that and place it on the ship. So if Dirge wants to target Gargor, I will take the token there. Those large tokens are very annoying. So the reason that token was so big is because of configuration. Normally the game's automatically set to small. A small token is like normal size on a board. Very easy to, very small. Let's look at medium as well while we're at it. This is actually cool. Oh, not doing it right. If we press it on the dial, it will. There we go. Medium is good. That's about what? 15 centimeters? 15 mils. 15 millimeters. Australian, we do millimeters. But yeah. So there you go. Token. Let's target lock Gargor. Token goes down. I've target locked Gargor. Another thing is, if you notice there, your range 3 bubble does not say any friendly ships are in range. It just says no valid target. If you right click the range 3 instead of left clicking, that'll show you range to every single ship in on the map. So this is showing Dirge Spawn range 3 ruler, including friendlies. Gargor and Nadru are in range. Tyranny is not in range. Then if you look over here, this is your range 1, and that shows he's in range 2. That one also shows he's in range 2. If he was a little bit further away, it would show the second notch for range 3. Yeah. So that is your range. You've also got this button here, which shows forward arc. Natural arc. So for example, the Millennium Falcon will have this, which shows the rotating arc and will spawn an arc in the front and back. On Dirge, if you press that, it'll just show his front arc, including bullseye, which is useful. Other options is normal front arc without bullseye, I believe. No, that shows bullseye. Pardon me. Bullseye arc. So if you're using a proton cannon, you can spawn that in and say, oh, cool. It'll only show me if a ship is in that thing. Same as if you have side arcs for turrets or any abilities. Press it, and it will show you the side, back, front half for reinforce, or 180-degree turrets, back half for reinforce. Everything you need. A turret will stay on the field until you press delete or the turret button again, or a different turret, obviously. It will change to that one. And another way to spawn turrets is if you right-click a ship, you can press fire arc front, which will just show you that. On a large space ship, a rotating arc ship, you press fire arc primary and it'll show both. You also have an option to rotate primary, ROT primary, rotates it sideways. On a dial like this, you'll have the rotating action button at the bottom that does the exact thing as pressing rotate primary. Normally, if you're going to rotate your arc in a game, let your opponent know it's a rotate action. So just say rotate action, or if you are typing in the chat, just say rotate action. There is a chat as well in case you didn't know. Press enter, it'll automatically let you type. Otherwise, you can press the little button. If you do get this weird screen here, just know you accidentally press the system settings, press game, and you come straight back. Cool. So continuing with dials, I already kind of showed it. We have T for tokens. So obviously we can just grab a token. It'll automatically place it on the ship that needs it. Everything can go in. You can just grab them all, delete them. Very simple. And it says Dirge takes a focus, takes an evade, takes a jam, all that sort of stuff. Reposition. I didn't show you how it works, which I probably should have. But for instance, Dirge, we'll just bring this dial a little bit closer. Let's just move all that back a bit. But yeah, just so make it easier. R, reposition. So we have boosting. We just press it, it boosts. We can undo that. Press it, it boosts. Very easy. And then with your barrel roll, you have your 3 options because obviously you can move your ship. So this shows you here your backwards, middle, and front alignment. So you can press those and press it and it'll do it. Otherwise, what you can do is you can hover over these little blue holograms and it's a little bit easy to show. If, for example, just boost Dirge forward. Dirge was wanting to boost into the rock and is trying to boost around the rock. If you boost and it overlaps, the game will tell you Dirge appears to be overlapping a mine or obstacle token. You cannot do that boost. Similarly, if there is a ship in front of him, instead of doing that, it'll just automatically say Dirge tried to boost one straight. There was no space to complete the maneuver. Very simple. Very easy to understand. Makes it a lot better than trying to complete the maneuver. So just trust the console. That's basically it. Similarly, if you want to barrel roll and it is obstructed, it'll show red. So obviously you cannot do that. What you can do is you can complete the maneuver and then undo it, or you can just press cancel. Very easy. Then, if we go to maneuvers now, your ship will automatically move itself. So if we press move, it shows every single move your ship can do. And all you got to do is just look at your ship. Okay, cool. I want to turn it too hard to the right. So I look front way, facing front, press 2 to the right, set, flip your so what will happen is that'll set. If you need to look at this, you can hover over set and it will show you the maneuver you're doing. If you need to change it, press that, reset your maneuver to something else. Let's just go one hard to the left. So once you got that set, once all the dials are set, it'll tell you like pink player has set a maneuver for Dirge. If your opponent, when you're playing your opponent, it'll also say that for them. And then once everyone's set their dials, there'll be a blue message, a green message that comes up and says all dials are set. And basically that's your cue to go, okay, cool. Dials are set. Let's road. Let's end planning phase and go to random order after dials and activation. When you go to move, all you've got to do is press F to flip your dial. This reveals your maneuver to your opponent and yourself. Press M to move, and it will just automatically move your ship. What you can do is undo if you need to, remove, everything like that. And if you did move, you can also press the maneuver that you did, and it will bring up the actual template for it. Very, very useful if you needed to like show your opponent, or if you were like, let's just say it says, oh, I went through the rock. No, I didn't. I pull it up and have a look and see if you actually did. Sometimes the game is wrong. Most of the time it isn't. Another thing is, let's just say we did this and we moved and we did a 3 bank through the rock there. That maneuver move, it highlights the rock as red and says Dirge appears to have overlapped a minor obstacle. So we've moved all the way through it. So then we are only suffering that effect. If you did land on it, I believe it says the same thing. Dirge appears to have overlapped a minor obstacle. So all you've got to do is just when you move, if it's really close, just double check, because obviously that is not overlapping. You can zoom all the way in like this. Is there a zoom button? I don't know if there's a zoom button. But yeah, you can look all the way in like this. You can have a look. You can rotate your view, check every angle. So obviously that's not hit. But if it was like this, like obviously you'd go, okay, he's moved. And if you do move like that, it won't put him. What is it? Let's just have a dual boost, please. Like obviously you can see everything. But yeah, you just make sure you and your opponent both agree. Okay, Dirge finishes maneuver on a rock. He only moved through the rock. He is not overlapping it. Very easy. But yeah, so maneuvers are very simple. You set your maneuver, 5 straight, move. If you want to boost, if you want to reposition, press your reposition button, boost, barrel roll, anything you really want. Have fun with it. And then once you're done, end phase, flip your dial. Go back to the beginning. Very simple. You do an advanced maneuver. Let's just say you want to do a 2 talon roll. You press move. Similarly to a barrel roll, it will give you all 3 positions. You just come over, be like, okay, cool. I want to be back to back. There we go. Perfect. Give yourself a stress token. You're going to have to manually do that or do it through the dial. Don't forget to do that. Make sure you're keeping track of your tokens. It automatically do it all for you. 5Ks, 3 hards, anything you want, it automatically does it. Similarly, with a medium-based ship, if you were going to barrel roll, it does know that you are doing a medium-based barrel roll and shows you all three positions of that and actually does it correctly, which is cool. Similarly, with Guri, anything for special barrel rolls. So Guri's got your, what's it called? Micro thrusters. Wide form of barrel, you must use a Banky template. You press reposition, it shows you your directions for barrel rolling. So that way, obviously, is moving like that. We cancel that, we can do the other way. Moving down, you have your three positions. If you do have trouble with barrel rolling, decloaking, tractoring, anything like that, it is useful to just say to your opponent, hey, just letting you know, I'm going to barrel roll backwards to the right and I will be around this position here. That way, if you accidentally press it like that, they're going to be like, hang on, I know you accidentally did that. Just undo it, do it the right way. Just be honest with your opponent. um, but yeah, that's how you do barrel rolls. If you had a ship that could do a one hard boost, it'll show you as a one hard boost option. It just comes out on the side here, giving you 5 options instead of just 3. Yeah, barrel rolls. If you would fail a barrel roll, I think that one had a problem. But let's just say Tyranny goes to do it. Tyranny Holder tried barrel rolling right, but there was no space to complete the move, so that's fine. Let's see. What else can we do? What else can we show? Tractoring. Tractor tokens. A little bit annoying. If you are tractoring a ship, you place it on next to, on top of it. Oh, there you go. Hover. If you hover over it, it brings up all your options for tractoring. I recommend making this larger. It makes the options a lot easier to use, but it shows you all the ways you can barrel roll your boost and your rotating, because if your opponent tractors your ship, you can take a stress to rotate. So let's just say I wanted to rotate him a barrel roll to the right. I would ping it, press the button and move him, because you obviously would be moving your opponent's ship most of the time. Then if your opponent wants to rotate, hover over the token, maybe give it back to him, hover over, rotate left. Cool. Easy. If you have a ship that for some reason did not spawn a barrel roll, if you have a ship that can barrel roll, but for some reason their reposition is not showing barrel roll, easily enough, you can just take a tractor token to manually barrel roll them. Same as your B-Wings that can drop bombs out their sides. Convenient way to do that is to just grab a tractor token, rotate them the way you want to drop the bomb. So obviously if you're dropping it out here, I hate tractor tokens. Yeah, rotate and rotate again. Then you can press bomb drop it out, and then just rotate them back. It's a little bit of work. I don't know if they've fixed that yet, but the battle over Endor B-Wings that can do that, last I know you have to use tractor tokens. Also, a decloak. A decloak, similarly, you place the token on, you press decloak, you choose how you want to decloak. So straight to the left, left and forward, left and backwards, 2 straight. Press it and it will do it. If you would fail that, I believe it tells you. That's annoying me. Oh my gosh, let me do it. Decloak to the left. Oh no, you hit a rock. You failed your decloak. Undo. To get back to settings, delete your token if you need. I'm pretty sure that I believe it's Echo. Whatever TIE Phantom can decloak with the banks, it automatically sets that in for you. So you have options on doing that. What else can we look at? I've covered bombs. I've covered locks. Grab a reinforce, for example. If you grab out a reinforce, you will need to flip it to make sure it's on the forward. I recommend making reinforcers really big, so if you do have a reinforcing ship, you can have it very clearly there saying, hey, I'm reinforcing the front. Same as if you're really not really paying attention, you can do that, but I always recommend flipping it. Just flip it, make sure it's the right way around, make sure you're not confusing your opponent. All that type of stuff. What else? What else you need to play? That's about it, eh? Obviously, you'll get rid of range rulers once the game starts. But yeah, so really simple. Like I said, set a maneuver, flip, move. If you need to reposition, you can. Take a token. We're going to focus up. Do shots, fire arc, choose a target. Let's just say I had a ship here at range 2. It would tell me in the chat, it would say enemy ship at range 2. Then we will go to attacking, grab your dice, roll it like a normal game, go through all the steps. I'm going to spend my focus. Number 3 to change it to a hit. F to spend it. Your opponent would take their dice. Exact same thing. Roll. Oh, looky there, double of 8s. Cool. Yeah. All your tokens and energies, really simple. F to flip them. You can change what they look like. I don't recommend changing your shield tokens because they're just annoying. I mean, sorry, but who wants to deal with a toe shield token that's the same on both sides? But yeah, there is shield tokens you can do. I reckon. Oh my gosh, that actually looks kind of cool. Yeah, I recommend just leaving it at the default shield. Default shield's very easy to see, good to use. You can lock your cards in, that way you're not accidentally moving them like that. If a card does move and it's over the top like this, all you've got to do is just click, 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 and I'll reset it back in the order. If you need, you can move stuff around like this. Another thing is options. I'm going to move my face cam for a second. I just made it bigger. Oops. Options, smooth over there. That should be good. In your top corner here, you have a couple of stuff. You'll always be playing with grab, but if you wanted to draw, I know it's actually kind of useful because you can draw on the board. So there's a couple of times where I've gone through a game and just talked about how I've been moving. Obviously, if you're playing a friendly game and you want to talk to your opponent about this sort of stuff, grab out the drawing tool, draw. You can do a bunch of stuff that, like, just place anything you want, erase all lines, zones. A hidden zone is important. So for example, layout. For example, let's just say you're playing a thing like, let's just say you're playing a Zam Wesel in Separatist. So that one is where you select a hidden card, a hidden condition. So if you're doing that, go to zone, grab a hidden box, draw that there. Basically, whatever's in this box, I can't see. As your opponent, I won't be able to see. So if that's in there, I change color to brown. You can already see. I can't see the 2 cards I just put in there. That is completely invisible. So if I try and put something in, I can't see. I can't drag anything out. So if you do need a hidden zone, that is how you activate a hidden zone. Anything else? I've got no idea how that works. I don't know how that works. Me neither. If you want to type something, I guess you can do that. Don't know why you would. Yeah, I don't know. Normally just use grab. If you don't like these buttons here, there is options to get rid of them. So we'll go through these options at the top. We have starters, our games menu. If you need to relaunch the game for any reason, you can do that there. Objects. So this is just your generic objects you have on Tabletop Simulator. You don't need to use them at all. What you can do is have saved objects. So I've got a couple of things in here. For instance, back when I've got the animated bombs and animated mines, which are really cool. These are just from that other thing I showed you earlier. If you lock it in place, it brings up a nice little thing. My favorite one is a seismic charge because when you explode it, it's beautiful. It's very cool. So you can save objects by right-clicking on them and pressing save object here. Leave it in root folder, give it a name, and press save, and it will show up in the saved objects folder. Another thing you can do is, like, for instance, I was playing a lot of arcs where, not arcs, but playing a lot of ships with arcs where I wanted different colored ones. I automatically just made all these and have them there. Easily enough, you can just press color tint to change the color of something. Very simple. You can do your own custom cards. So this is from back when, before Battle Over Endor came out. I actually did this myself. All I did was just, this is just one of these scenario cards. I just redid the image on it. can't remember how I did it. I think you can custom. I press custom and then I changed the face to to an object, to like a picture that I picked. So I think I can just, if I find a picture, I wonder if anything bad's going to show up. None. You guys can let's just say I chose this. Like this is the background I use. Uh, just press local, import, then it will change to that image. So it's really cool. Similarly, that's how I got this. This is my my gaming group from Cairns, Reef City Cartel. This is just a picture I did because for some reason I played a game with a guy and he put his gaming group. He decided to put a card down, like a really big card here. Like, I don't think he recorded the game or anything, but he just put a massive card down there with his group, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do that as well. You can also save cool objects. So like someone showed me these, like if someone creates something that you like let's just say they have cool funky force tokens, or they have really cool energy or shield tokens, or a customized like card, like kind of like this Jendon, but imagine that it actually looked really nice. Let's just say this was an actual upgrade card with that picture. Like you can save that in your options, in your objects. Just use them. Important ones is if you see someone using these crates, I recommend grabbing them. They're really good crates for salvage, really easy to use, very easy to see. If you're playing salvage, though, I recommend using this little pink energy that can be found over here to just mark that you're carrying a crate. What else do we got? This is a damage deck that I actually got today from 312. 312 Squadron Team League, which is starting soon. This is the team I'm in, the Down Unders. Down Unders? I think that's our name. That was the dial drop thing. I'll show you that in a second. This is a common one people use, which is a trash bin. It works exactly the same as pressing delete. You just drop it in, it gets rid of it. Like, just grab that, drop it in, deletes it. I don't. Some people like using that over deleting stuff in case you accidentally delete something, but you cannot delete a locked object. You can only delete unlocked objects. So, yeah. What else do I have in my saved objects? I don't know. Someone gave me this map once. I can't remember how to use it. Mr. Map Library. Oh my gosh. Oh. Ah. Sorry, someone told me to save this once. Oh my gosh, I don't want to grab it out. I want to search. Oh, cool. There's a bunch of maps in here. I just want to grab one of these and just see. Oh, that looks pretty. Let's see this one. So if I place that there, press load this map. Maybe the game's not working. I don't know. Someone gave me that once. Oh, maybe it is loading. Okay. Yeah, let's just leave that. I don't know what's happening. But yeah. Other thing is music. People have accidentally pressed this. This plays the music of the room. Don't play it. If someone's doing it and you don't like it, turn it off. Like, it's fine. Options here. This just gives you some information about the game. You can change your server settings like passwords. You can change the permissions. So obviously there is a button called table flip. I can show you what it does in a second. Actually, I'll show you what it does now because this leads to something else. If you press flip table, it literally flips the table. So we also have a rewind time button. So we're going to rewind the last 20 seconds. It's a good example showing how rewind works. If a major mistake was made, you can reload the game, but just letting you know, this fully resets the lobby and then pulls the save. So if you do have an opponent, it is really annoying for them. Because if, let's just say, you're playing with someone overseas, which I've done a couple times, it is extremely annoying when they accidentally reload the room on you, and it's like, okay, thanks a lot for doing that. But yeah, you can also activate a grid. If you're a little bit, any options, grid lines. If you're a little bit anal about setting up and you want to do something very specific, particular, you can have a grid here. I don't know why you would honestly do that. Like, and if you want, I don't even bother looking at lighting settings, physics. I just leave it. Hands. I don't even know I don't know what these are. Game keys. This is good. You can automatically set a button for checking arcs and all that sort of stuff. So I think I have a couple of them. I can't remember. Like up arrow is range 3. Range 3 target lock. Beautiful. Look at that. Automatically does it. That could be good to use. Modding, don't worry about it. It's fine. Table flip, like I said. Menu just shows you like your game information, graphics, sound, controls, anything you really need. Rotation degrees. I don't. I think that's when you're pressing when you're pressing the button. So if I do 45, if I tap E, it will do it 45 degrees. Yeah, just leave that alone. Lift height. I do recommend setting this to 0. Because at the start of the game, normally it starts high. So if you do lift something, like if let's just say your lift's on max, if you lift something, it's gonna be like this, and it's like, are you kidding? Do you really want to wait for stuff to drop? If I like lift a couple of dice like this, do I really want to wait for them to drop? I have my lift height on 0. It's just for me, it's just easier to process having it close to the ground. It doesn't actually affect anything because it goes through all your ships. What else can we do? These drop maneuvers, like I said earlier, asset spawner, maneuver cards, generic. The generic maneuver cards are really cool. All you got to do, drop it on a ship. It'll automatically show you every single maneuver that ship has. Very useful in a game. If you pull it out on your opponent, sure. They're not going to be mad. It's public information. You're allowed to ask your opponent to look at their dial. That does not matter. Like you can even like go into Yasby, which is what I do all the time. Go into Yasby, load their list. Say, oh, cool. What dial does a fireball have? Cool. You have all that information on hand. Like you can just use Yasby. You can use it in game. Doesn't matter. What else can we do? Yeah, that's about it. Tips and tricks. I don't know if I said it, but tab does the little spotting. If you hold tab, it does a ruler. So if you, I don't know how inches work, but if you do know range 1, the amount of inches range 1 is, it's probably about that much, right? 3.7? 3.6. I was 3.7. Yeah, I'm pretty close there. 3.6. Yeah, I'm pretty close. Yeah, I knew it. I could judge range 1 based off of that. But if you do know what that is, please don't hold down tab and pull up a line like that. Technically, it is cheating. Your opponent might get pissed off at you. Don't do it. But yeah, that's about it, eh? There's not really much else to show. I've shown you how bombs work. Actually, I'll do remotes as well. Remotes. A probe droid. Let's just say you have a probe droid. You place all remotes you place on top of the ship. Pick a direction you want to launch it. So forward. Pick what type of maneuver. I think it's like a 3 hard or a 3 bank or something. And do that. Now, with a probe droid, obviously they get to move out of each side they want. They can do straight bank or straight up bank. So you press it, just automatically moves. That is how you move a probe droid. Similarly, with a buzz droid, these are also important. A buzz droid, you drop it on the ship. You choose where you want to drop it. If it lands on someone, what you do is you press attach, you drop it on the ship, and then you press either forward or backwards. Yeah, forward or backwards, and that'll attach to them. So if I move through that, I will have to press it again. Oh, that was the wrong thing. I'll have to press attach again, drop it back on, and go back and pick the front. If it doesn't work in the front, attach again, drop it on, put it in the back. What other remotes do we have? A sensor boy does nothing, doesn't move. I don't even know what that is. Commandos, very similarly, drop it on. I'm pretty sure if you want it at the front, you have to rotate and drop it on the. Can you work for me, please? Can you work for me, please? Maybe you drop them outside. It's been so long since I've actually used probe droids. Oh yeah, whatever. Let's just say you drop it out the. There we go. We drop it out the back. Let's see, actually, can we go front? Come on, please work for me, game. Please work for me. Can you even drop it out the front? I don't think you can. That's why. You drop it out the back. Break your thing. Now these things will move all the time. So what you want to do? Hover over it. Pick a maneuver. Press. check arc, check range 1, all that sort of stuff. Similarly, if you want to check range 1 of an objective, press check range 1. It'll pull up everything at range 1 and tell you Guri, Commandos, and Tyrannicolda in range, Gargor and Nadru not in range. Same as your center objective. Check range 2 says the exact same thing. Nadru, Tyranni, and Commandos in range, everyone else not in range. Press remove. Yeah. If you have a seismic charge, check range from the seismic charge. Press your rock. Check range 1. Again, it'll tell you who's in range 1 of it, who's not. Yeah. But you will play online X-Wing exactly the same as in person. It's pretty simple. It is very simple. Let me just put that back there. It's very simple. Like if you play X-Wing in real life, you'll be able to play it online. Just press buttons. It's really quick. It's a little bit quicker. You'll have to get used to how quickly games run. You'll have to make sure you watch your opponent and know what they're doing because it is pretty simple for them if they accidentally it's like not saying that your opponent's going to cheat, but there is really easy for them to go, oh, oops, I accidentally unset the maneuver and just reset a different one. Like I'm not saying they are, but they might. So watch that. Just say, okay, cool. Be nice to your opponent if they like. Let's just say like your opponent wants to do a barrel roll and they're looking at their options. They go, okay, I'm just gonna. They might say, oh, they might do that and say, oh, okay, let me double check. I want to see what it would look like if I did it backwards, and that's fair because when you do a barrel roll, of course, only not like changing directions, but changing positioning. When you do a barrel roll, it's not like on the board where you can see the physical position of your ship at every single one. It's only this little hologram. So if you are going to play TTS, be nice to your opponents. Be a good sport. It's like any game. If you're going to play any game online, be a good dude. Do the right thing. Give your opponent some chances, even if they're like a decent player. If like they make one small mistake and it's like, oh, I accidentally missed this trigger. If it's not a game-changing trigger, just be like, oh, cool, yeah, no, do it now. Like, who cares? It's online. It's not like you're playing in a tournament. If you're playing, okay, if you're playing a tournament, it's different. But if you're just playing online for funsies or practice, give them a chance. Why not? But yeah, I hope this video did help. I think I might have paused at the beginning. I'll have to check the recording. I hope I didn't. But yeah, that's the basics of playing TTS. It is pretty simple. It takes a little bit to get used to. Read your opponent's cards. Make sure you're playing the game correctly. Don't be an asshole. Be a good player. Be a good person. If someone's got stuff saved, like all this stuff, and they pull it out in a game, like you can, if you want to be nice, just be like, oh, can I, if you want to ask, just be like, oh, can I save that token or can I save that trash bin or that card or whatever? But if you don't care, just, I don't know, just save it. It's fine. No one's going to care. It's just online stuff. Some people get like specific tournament prizes from playing, because there's some online tournaments where obviously your prizes are just going to be digital content like a Grogu Force token, and someone might get mad about it. But like when I got these, the person was like, I was like, oh, that's so cool, I really want them, because at the time I was playing the child crew against them, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. And they're like, oh, here, just save these 3 tokens as a base set and just pull them out when you want them. And I'm like, yay. Really cool stuff. I did mention earlier, you can drop a maneuver template on someone and it will do that. I don't know if I like that function. It's kind of annoying. Also, does it switch directions? Does it? You have to lock it and flip it, and then does it? Yeah, if you flip it, okay, it does. Yeah. But yeah, cool. Hope someone liked this, because yeah. If people do like this sort of stuff, I'll try and make more videos on how I play the game. How, like that Fang Fighter video I did, I played against someone in my local and they're like, oh, you should probably do a video on how to use TTS, because obviously there's a couple out there to use TTS for X-Wing, but not a lot of people actually show like everything and give all their tips and tricks and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I'm hoping people enjoy this. But yeah, catch us next time. Thank you for watching if you did.